Have you ever wanted to know how to flip a house without buying it? Stay tuned. We're going to show you right now. There are several ways to control properties and not have to own them, whereby you can still profit from them. I'll show you those two ways right now. The first way to flip a house without ever buying it is to get it under contract using a purchase contract or sales contract, and then selling your position in the contract or selling your contract. You know, when I first started out in this business, I met my first business partner. His name was Sam Madrid. And what happened was, I got in the classified newspaper and I was going to look at a house that someone was selling. When I showed up, Sam was there and he was trying to sell me this house. We got in a conversation and he asked me how I was getting the money to buy these houses. And I told him I was buying these houses on my credit cards. Let's face it, 25 years ago in San Antonio, Texas, you could buy a house for $15,000 or $20,000 and you could fix it for $10,000. So you only needed about $30,000. I had figured out that you could get about 45 credit cards back in the day, and they wouldn't check or verify anything. If you had good credit, they just sent you the cards with all the cash advance maximum limits as anybody. So I would put $10,000 on this credit card and $10,000 on this credit card, and I would buy the house, and then I would get $10,000 off this credit card, and I'd get the money to rehab it. And I explained that to Sam. Then I asked Sam, how'd you buy this house? He says, well, I really don't own this house. I just have a contract to buy it, and I have 30 days to close on it. I have a contract to buy it for price A, and I'm trying to sell it to you for price A plus $5,000. And so that started a conversation between Sam and I that lasted 450 deals in about 8 years, nonstop. We didn't stop talking about real estate from that day forward. And so I learned from him, he learned from me, and we went on to do thousands of houses in our career. The second way to sell a house without owning it is to control it through an option contract, where you have the option to buy it. It's not that much different from a contract to buy it, but it is a little bit different, so I wanted to point it out. The truth is, both of these ways, you're not really selling a house that you own. You're really just selling your position in a house. So how do you get a position? You get a contract signed. Once you have a contract signed with a seller, you have a position. Whether it be a sales contract or an option contract, you have a position. And that position can be very lucrative. There's a saying that control trumps ownership. And the theory is that it costs a lot less to control something than it does to own it. And that control comes with a lot less liabilities than ownership. So in both of these examples we just talked about, it was about setting up some paperwork so for a limited amount of time you controlled the property and the price that you could get it for, and then you found someone willing to pay more and you gave up your position for a fee. Now one of these days you're going to want to actually have the money to take these properties down, because there's more money to be made if you can actually buy the properties yourself and see the process all the way through to the end. So I'm offering my Private Money Changes Everything webinar for you to check out, and I'll show you how I've raised over $26 million in private money. Just click on the link below. And if you think this episode was helpful, please hit your like button and your share button.